Welcome to the channel and welcome to this 2,000 point game between Death Guard and Space Marines. I set up this lovely battle grid and then we drew our mission from the open war deck. We got search and destroy, search and secure. This is our deployment and the Space Marines will be deployed on either end. I'll be in the middle. And there are indiscriminate projectiles. There are missiles coming in which have a chance to strike either force. And so today on the channel, my Death Guard force, known as the End of All Things, will be pinned down on the centre of this battle grid. Meanwhile, the Space Marines, known as the Ghosts that Walk, will be coming in from either side to destroy them. And the way Search and Secure works is you get a point at the end of every battle round for each objective that you control. That's it. A point for each objective that you control, and in battle round 2 one of them's going to disappear, in battle round 3 another one's going to disappear, in battle round 4, etc, etc. So in the 5th battle round there'll only be 2 objectives remaining on the battle grid. It'll be very important here to score big and score early. What we have here is some dense cover, which will be -1 to shoot through at the edge of these ruins, and these glorious ruins from March of War painting studios raging up into the sky. They build them, they paint them. I'll put a link below if I remember, but March of War. Oh, March of War have also done the barrels and the ammo dumps and all the debris piles that you see around the battle grid as well. And remember, ruins, you can shoot into them, but if there is a unit directly behind them, you can't shoot all the way through. They completely block out line of sight. So the End of All Things have been pinned down in the centre of this battle grid by the Ghosts that Walk that come marching in from the right and the left. And so we welcome back to the channel, first time in a long time, Steve Not Rob. Say hi, Steve Not Rob.
Hi, Steve Not Rob.
So your lockdown army...
Yes.
Has been the Ghosts that Walk.
They have, yeah. I have brought them on first lockdown from eBay and other third parties and built my Space Marine army.
Beautiful.
Even though I said a long time ago I hate the primaris idea.
Yes, I remember you saying that.
And I still do in this sense because they get all the love, but I sort of succumb to my, you dark.
Well, you've given in to the it's the wave, isn't it? Everyone's riding the primaris wave, even a Chaos Xenos player like yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I've got many armies now. So I think the last time on the deployment zone I said we've got 9 armies. I think I've got.
Yeah.
So yeah, so these are my 9th.
I do love your Tyranids.
Thank you. Yeah, well, we was going to bring them today, but
I've had a lot of Tyranids on
lots
YouTube.
Lots of bugs, and
So we thought we'd do some Death Guard.
Yeah, and we haven't seen these for a long time, so yeah.
Shall we take a look at the armies?
Definitely.
Okay, this is 2,000 points on the nose of the End of All Things, my Death Guard. Leading the charge today will be my Demon Prince Fluffy. I did a battle report where I called him Steve all the way through.
Yeah.
After the Demon Prince that you converted.
Yeah.
But his real name is Fluffy.
Yeah.
I'll never live that down. Talking about conversions, these are the Chaos Spawn that you made me.
Yeah, they look pretty. They're ugly.
And these are the Hellbrutes that you made me.
Yeah, they're great as well, don't they?
Are you still doing conversion works and things?
I'm doing many lots of conversion work.
So English good. So if people want some conversion from you, how do they get hold of you?
Well, I'm on the DZ TV Discord, and I'm also on Instagram if you want to hit me up. So it's DZ TV _ Steve Not Rob. Right. You'll find me on there. Just message me. I'll get back to you.
So if you're in the deployment zone, just hit him up that way, direct message. If you're not in the deployment zone, then DZTV Steve Not Rob on Instagram. So thank you for converting all these up for me.
I do many things. I don't just do like Nurgle stuff. I do NIDS, Chaos, everything.
Are just stunning.
Yeah.
Anyway, leading the force is Fluffy. He's got the revoltingly resilient warlord trait, and he's got the warp insect hive, which means he re-rolls all hits and all wounds in close combat. And of course, he's got one spell, so Miasma of Pestilence. It's just the best one, -1 to hit. I have a Lord of Virulence rocking along with him. So both of these units will allow core units to re-roll hit rolls of 1. Lord of Variance has got a deadly plague spewer, and I've made it even more deadlier by giving it the deadly pathogen called Acidic Malady. So instead of strength 5 AP -1 flamer, it's a strength 6 AP -2 flamer. 2d6 auto hits at 12-inch range. Absolutely brutal. Talking about absolutely brutal, 10, yes, 10 Blight Lord Terminators. They're just so good. Toughness 5, 3 wounds, 4 up invulnerable save, 2 flails of corruption, 2 blight launches in there. These are going to do the heavy lifting, Steve.
Yes.
Be afraid of these.
I am.
Be very afraid of these. In the troop selection, a bunch of Poxwalkers. I think there's 15 there. And of course, 7 Plague Marines. 7 Plague Marines, Nurgle's favourite number. And Flail of Corruptions in these as well, and a Blight Launcher in these. The reason why I've got Flail of Corruption is because you have 2 attacks for every 1 attack. So a Plague Marine has 2 attacks, but if they have 2 close combat weapons, a Plague Knife and something else, then they get 3 attacks. It's in their special rules. And what happens is you swap out the Flail of Corruption for their bolt gun. So they have got a Flail of Corruption and a Plague Knife. So they've got 3 attacks, which is 6 attacks because it's a flail. Because that 3 is doubled. Absolutely. But it's only strength 5 now. -2, 2 damage instead of strength 6. If it was strength 6 -2, 2 damage, that would be brutal because of the contagions ability. If you get in range of the contagions of Nurgle, it reduces your toughness by 1. And these guys hitting and wounding Space Marines on 2 up, well, GW would not like that because GW love their Space Marines. I've got a unit of 5 Spawn, which you lovingly converted. I've mentioned that already. And I've spent 2 CP to give these guys disgustingly resilient and +1 toughness. Yes, toughness 6 Spawn with a disgustingly resilient, or reduce all damage by 1. Now, the last time I brought these guys on the channel, they didn't even get to fight. They died horribly. So I'm hoping this time they get to fight because they've got damage 2 weapons, like flails and blight launchers are damage 2 weapons. And talking about damage 2 weapons, 2 Hellbrought Brutes with Power Scourges. The Power Scourges are the best thing because they're AP -2, damage 2 as well. So absolutely brutal at killing Space Marines. And with a Power Scourge, they have 8 attacks? I think it's like 8 attacks.
It's a horrendous amount.
Hitting on 3s. 1 CP for Fire Frenzy. Hitting on 2s. And they're core, so I could hit on 2s, reroll 1s. They are just mean as cat's urine. I was going to swear there. And talking about mean as cat's urine, 3 Plague Burst Crawlers with entropy cannons. They're just too good not to take. You just look silly if you don't take them. I was always a fan of the entropy cannon Plague Burst Crawlers rather than the Plague Spurters. And now I am justified because they are much better. They're just so good. So actually this list is really hard hitting. I've got some long range DACA in the backfield. I've got some troops that can score these objectives as they disappear. And then I've got Blight Lord Terminators coming forward, Demon Prince coming forward, Spawn coming forward, Hell Brutes with multi-melters coming forward. Now, in any other normal circumstances, it would all be coming forward. But I'm trapped in the middle. And the ghosts that walk are surrounding me on either side. So I might not just be going forward, I might be going backwards, sideways, all over the place. Let's go and have a look at the Marines. And this is 2,000 points of Space Marines, an almost exclusive primaris army.
It is all primaris.
Including the Chief Apothecary?
Yep.
Because you have brought a Chief Apothecary.
I have on that.
And spent a CP on Selfless Healer Warlord trait, which means that he can pick up a model for free.
For free, and he can heal.
And he heals a flat 3 rather than D3. Honestly, the Chief Apothecary, again, he's one of those units that is too good not to take. Particularly if you're bringing foot-based Marines. Yeah. If you're bringing Marines with some transports and you can hide some of your guys in some of the transports so they're not getting hits, repulsors or impulsors or something like that, you perhaps don't need a Chief Apothecary. Yeah. But when everything is on the table, therefore everything could be taking wounds straight away. Yeah. He's kind of an auto-include, a bit like a librarian with Psychic Fortress. Has your librarian got Psychic Fortress?
Of course he has. And Null Zone.
And Null Zone. So the ability to put invulnerable saves on something and to take invulnerable saves. You can't do both at the same time. They cancel each other out. Do. But he could strip away the invulnerable saves on my Terminators.
Exactly.
I like it. What else have we got here, sir?
I have the leader of the Ghosts that Walk. This is the Phantom. as many of you know, the Phantom is a name of the chief or the chapter master. So hence I've upgraded him to chapter master.
Okay.
So and his warlord trait is the Imperial sword, and he's got the burning blade. Hence why his sword's all on fire.
Okay.
Easy to remember. To his right is he is a master of sanctity, so he is a chaplain. And that's Lothar.
Okay.
And his relic, sorry, almost forgot, is the Benediction of Fury. So it's
the more powerful hitty
stick, and it causes mortal wounds on 6s.
So you've upgraded him to chapter master.
Yeah.
Because he always is.
He has to be. I always make him.
And he's a chief apothecary, and he's the master of sanctity. All three of these characters are upgraded.
Yes. Yeah.
So you've brought the real core, the real meat and potatoes of the Goldsworth that walk to take on the end of all things.
Yeah. And to his right is my librarian, and that's the librarian called Mandrake. There's a theme here, if you can guess what it is. He is a normal librarian. I didn't have the points to upgrade him.
Okay.
But
otherwise you would have.
I would have done, yeah. At the moment, this whole list is 2,000 points on the nose.
I like it. So they're all upgraded and really trying to... And he's got the better relic. He's got the better warlord trait. Yeah. Nasty.
Yeah.
What are your ghosts that walk? What do they do?
Basically, they're a successor chapter, but their founding chapter is unknown, is in my lore.
Okay.
So I just made them, for rules wise, they're ultramarines. Because basically the ultramarines sort of claim the gene seed of all the other things. So basically what I've given them it's called Hungry for Assault, so they can advance an extra 1 inch of their advance, and I've given them the other one where you don't suffer the penalty for advancing and shooting assault weapons. I can't remember what it's called.
So they're faster.
They're faster, basically. So I can because they've got no transports, they can run around the board quicker and still shoot their weapons with the same effectiveness, basically.
So hungry for battle and rapid advance.
Assault.
Rapid assault. So +1 to advances and not suffering the penalty to assault weapons when you advance.
Yeah.
And assault bolters on all the intercessors.
Yeah, basically. So I've got a unit of 7 and a unit of 10.
I love the fact that you've got Mark III iron armor helmets on all the sergeants.
It's good, isn't it? It's great.
So they can move forward and shoot their guns. Yeah. So they've got a bit more range. We've got the assault intercessors over here.
Sergeant's got a thunderhammer. Just because
beautiful thing.
Cool.
In this battle, you can potentially combat squad these 2 units of 10.
I'm thinking about it, definitely.
Boltstorm aggressors?
Boltstorm aggressors 5.
All right.
Because they're cool.
Yeah,
and I love Gravis. Heavy support eliminators, I do believe, some sniper dudes.
Yes.
I've never fielded them, so today's their first outing, so they'll probably do terribly. But who cares? So the heavy lifters, hopefully, if they don't get killed, will be the eradicators.
They are really good.
They are really good, yeah.
Yep.
First Redemptor Dreadnought. He's WYSIWYG, so I've paid for what you see, basically.
Okay. But all the DACA.
All the DACA, basically.
And jumpy dudes.
And some jumpy dudes. 5 jumpy dudes with bolters. I know the plasma's the newest hot, but I love the bolters.
Well, they're assault bolters.
And they fit well with the army. Yeah. I like the way they look, and just dropping down with Uzi and just spraying them. It's very a Ghost at Walk.
It is very Ghost at Walk, and you can advance and fire those bolters without the penalty.
Yeah, so they become very fast. So.
They become even faster.
So at the minimum advance I'm going to get is a 2.
Yeah, so for a foot-based list, you've added quite a lot of speed to it. Yeah. You've added a lot of resilience to it with the Chief Apothecary and the Librarian there. Yeah. But there is a weakness, it looks like. It doesn't look like you've got as much anti-tank.
No.
You've got the Dredge, you've got the Eradicators, you've got all the Power Fists on the Aggressors. But, interesting. Mind you, it's not about the tank. It's not about the anti-tank. It's about spreading out and searching and securing every single objective that you can, because the points are only in searching to secure objectives, not necessarily in killing each other, while the missiles rain down from overhead. Steve, not Rob.
Yeah.
There's 12 inches between our deployment zones. It's like first turn charges are like easily on the cards here.
It's a good thing, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know. And we're deployed for this 2,000 point game of search and secure, and putting models down on the table turned out to be really janky because of this weird deployment. And because from battle round 2 onwards, objectives are going to start disappearing. So in the backfield for the Ghosts That Walk, we have a huge swarm here. This is the Apothecary, your Chapter Master, your Master of Sanctity, with the Eradicators, with the Aggressors. There is one big nut to crack with the Dreadnought, and then we have a unit of Intercessors up there, and facing them are a unit of Poxwalkers. And a tank, and some Plague Marines over there. I've got my 2 units of Plague Marines here, along with the Spawn, along with all 3 of the tanks, trying to hug down to the cover over there, because remember, you can't shoot through ruins, but you can shoot into them up here as well as the Eliminators. And if I push forward and get onto this objective, and then in turn 2 it disappears anyway, my tank is going to be out of position, and out of position there. The Ghosts That Walk don't really need to come forward. They've got, so long as they're on these 2 objectives and these 2 objectives, and the 2 in the middle disappear, then they will win this game. So up this end, unit of Intercessors, so I put a Hellbrute here. Unit of Intercessors over there, so I put another Hellbrute there, putting threats in front of the Ghosts That Walk. Here is my Lord of Virulence with 10 Terminators. Everyone's within 2 inches of at least 2 models. And then you put some more stuff down there. Oh no, here's your Master of Sanctity. Yeah. And the jumpy dudes. And another, yeah, so there's a squad coming in this way, forces coming in this way, led by the Master of Sanctity. And down the other end, led by your Chapter Master. Remember, there's indiscriminate projectiles raining down from the sky. This is, Battle Escape is still under constant bombardment. This is a red engagement. No units are in reserve. Right, now we need to roll to see who goes first. Rob, Steve, not Rob.
Want me to go first? Guess first?
You rolled a 3. I rolled a 1. Now, in open war, you can choose whether you want to go first or second. So you have the choice of whether you've come onto this engagement zone and it's a trap, or whether you're zipping in here first before we get a chance to respond. What do you want to do?
I think I'm going to go first because, like I said, it's more narrative. I've sprung the trap on you. Yeah. And I think if I'm going to stand a chance against a very hard and resilient Death Guard army, I need to put a few shots into you before you start plodding up the field.
Some would say they're disgustingly resilient.
I would say that as well.
So here we are in the Space Marines command phase. The end of all things are pinned in these burning ruins. At the start of every player turn, you roll 3d6, sir. Have you got some dice?
I've got some dice.
Brilliant. 3d6. You need 6s. And if you get any 6s, then you can pick a unit, an enemy unit, and put D3 mortal wounds on it. D3 mortal wounds on it. But none of the objectives landed true this turn.
No, they didn't, no.
So in the command phase, your Master of Sanctity, what's his name?
Lothar.
Lothar is doing...
Mantra of Strength.
Okay, on a 2.
No, it doesn't go off. And Hatred, so basically reroll the hits. And
that works, because he can do both, and it goes off on a 2.
Yeah.
So he bellows out Hatred. The Litany of Hate is heard, which is reroll all hits, but the other one not so much heard under the droning explosions of the shells and things. Any more stuff in your command phase?
No, that's it.
Okay, let's go on the movement phase. There is one more thing in the command phase. The Phantom of the Ghost That Walks, the Chapter Master, is telling the Eradicators to reroll all hits. And here we are after the Ghosts That Walk movement phase. And in Search and Secure, you get a point for every objective you control at the end of your turn. So you have a chance to jump onto an objective, and then I have a chance to jump onto an objective. So you're on 1, 2 objectives over here. Shifting around to the left, slightly, I wouldn't say afraid, because you know no fear. But choosing your targets wisely. I mean, there's a Hellbrute and 10 Blight Lord Terminators, so you're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. But you are on both of these objectives over here. And then up this end of the battle grid, you're on that objective. And on that objective, the aggressors had to advance to get all the way there, but they have assault weapons as well, so they can advance and shoot without penalty. And remember, the aggressors also, they've all got their assault melter rifles. Yeah. But they didn't have to advance.
No, so I want them to double shoot.
You want them to double shoot, and if they don't advance, they double shoot.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're going to be re-rolling everything. So you are on 4 objectives. You are closing in on the end of all things. I'm not sure if that is a good thing or not.
We will see.
Let's go into the Psychic phase. Librarian's tucked in here. He's going to do Psychic Fortress.
Here we go. Goes off.
And that goes off. And where is Fluffy? Fluffy's
right
there. My Demon Prince is here. It's out of range. I can't deny that. So everything there's got 5 up and vulnerable save.
Yeah.
And now it's smiting.
Smiting, yeah.
Smite away.
I don't even know what's the closest. But
Neither do I. That passes. D3 more wounds, and we'll figure out what it hurts. For 1. That smite hits my tank. Now we're going on to the shooting phase. The Eradicators with their melter rifles are firing all the guns at this tank here, which means they fire twice with the total obliteration rule, hitting on 3s, and then re-rolling everything because of your chapter master. And that's a 9 hits. Okay, strength 8, toughness 8. Yeah, this is the tough part. Force to wound, sir. Good luck.
Thank you.
Not so tough for you. Wow, that's good. Is that 6?
That's 6 indeed, yeah.
I have a 5 up invulnerable save because I'm a demon engine. And I make 3 of them? I make 3 of them.
Nice.
You're not in half range, so it's 3d6 damage. Yeah. I have 11 wounds left.
3d6, here we go.
But each of these is reduced by 1. Yeah. So that becomes 1, that becomes 1, that becomes 3. So only 5 damage. I am disgusting and resilient, and the Plague Burst Crawler is still on 6 wounds. So the aggressors want to try and finish off the tank. We've got to mention, in the command phase, they have adaptive strategy on them, which means all the doctrines are in effect for these guys. So the Assault, Tactical, and Devastator doctrine is in effect, and it lasts until your next command phase, which is absolutely brutal. And you're firing at the tank.
No, I'm firing at the spawn.
You're firing at the spawn?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because the spawn are...
5s to wound rather than 6s to wound.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the auto bolt storm gauntlets of 3 shots each. Yeah. Each of them is 2, so 6 shots each. Times 6 times 5 is math. Loads of shots coming in on the spawn.
So these are just the bolters first. I'll do the grenade things into them in a minute.
Okay. 3s to hit.
3s to hit.
Reroll 1s because of your chapter master.
Yep.
After the rerolls, that was 25 hits. At strength 4, you're wounding on 5, so I'm toughness 6.
Yep.
And these are all AP -1. Normally they have a 5 up save, so this will be 6s. Right, 8 wounds came through, 8 6s coming up. No 6s coming up. They're 4 wounds each. That kills 1, that kills 2. 2 are dead.
Disgustingly resilient.
Disgustingly resilient reduces all damage by 1.
Oh, of course it does, that's right. Yeah. It's different now, isn't it?
So 1 damage weapons are actually the way to kill a Death Guard. Now they also have Assault Fragstorm grenade launchers on their backs, which are d6 shots each, so 5d6 extra shots. 15 shots which hit on 3s and re-roll some 1s there. Wounding on 5s. The firepower of these guys is frightening. Is that 4 more?
That's 4 more.
I need to make at least 1 6 to keep one of my spawn alive. So there's 3 spawn left. 1 of them is on 1 wound, but that unit can be seen by this unit of Intercessors with the Assault Bolt Rifles, Auto Bolt Rifles. 3 shots each, 21 shots. Hitting on 3s.
No rerolls though.
Quite a few misses this time. Wounding on 5s. Just trying to plink away 1 more wound.
1.
1? I have a 5 up save because there's no AP. I don't make my 5 up save. I'm down to 2 spawn remaining. From the aggressors, the Intercessors, onto the Redemptor Dreadnought. It's putting its heavy onslaught Gatling cannon into the 2 remaining spawn. All the other shots into these Plague Marines here. The heavy onslaught Gatling cannon has 12 shots. It hits on 3s. And it rerolls 1s as well, because the chapter master is screaming at it, shoot better, they're in front of you. Strength 6 versus toughness 6 because of my upgrade. Force to wound. But with the Devastator doctrine in effect, this is AP -2, so I won't get a save. And that's 5. 6 wounds? 6 wounds that come through. I've got a spawn left on 2 wounds. Now the mini onslaught cannon into the Marines. 3s, no 1s to re-roll. This is strength 5 versus toughness 5.
4s again.
4s again. And this is AP -2.
3.
So it's 3 wounds. Now what we're doing with our cover here is runes are light cover, and obviously obstacles are light cover if you're behind them. But these guys are stood out in the open. So 5 up saves. And you kill 1. The Fragstorm grenade launcher is out of range, but the Icarus rocket pod is in range. D3 shots. For 1 shot, hits on a 3.
Reroll 1.
Oh, never mind. And that would have been strength 7 -2. So that's it for the Redemptor. Now the Eliminators can draw B down to Fluffy here. What round are you firing at him?
The Executioner rounds?
Not the Mortis round, it's damage to... Oh yeah, Mortis rounds. Because discussing resilient just reduced the damage by 1 anyway.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, Executioner rounds +1 to hit, right?
So hit on 2s.
Yeah. And reroll 1s because you're... Oh no, you don't need to. Strength 5, right?
Yeah.
Toughness higher. 3, 4, 5s to wound.
1 wound.
6s would have done more wounds in addition. Okay. So -2, 5 up and vulnerable save.
It's fine.
I make it. It's fine. Your Chapter Master was out of range. The Apothecary tried to plink a wound off the Plague Marines here and no damage caused. So that was all the firepower on the left flank over there. Now we're coming all the way up to the wastes, outside the city ruins, to the jumpy dudes, the Interceptors. They're putting all their shots into that Hellbrute. 6 shots each, hitting on 3s as they fire out of the trees. 21 hits, wounding on 5s. Strength 5 versus toughness 7. 7 wounds come through, and my Dreadnought forced to save because of AP. I take 5 damage. Then the Marines, they have the assault guns, so 3 shots each hitting on 3s. 5s to wound. No AP on this though. Only 2 wounds.
2 wounds. 3 wounds.
3 wounds.
3 wounds.
3 threat saves. I still take another wound. It's got 2 wounds left, and it's very, very angry. So can the assault intercessors plink off the last 2 wounds with their heavy bolt rifles, hitting on 3s? That was 7 hits, wounded on 5s. And that is 3 wounds at -1.
Yep.
So 3 4-up saves, 2 wounds remaining. I have to command.
He's got to shoot his bolter, bolt pistol as well there.
Oh yeah, and then them 24. Yeah. No, he's gone. Dreadnought's gone. It doesn't blow up. I think I've withstood a lot of your shooting anyway. I should have lost a Plague Burst crawl around here, or maybe the unit of Spawn. Losing 1 Dreadnought so far, I can live with that. So now the second Dreadnought is going to take some firepower from the last squad over here. 3s to hit. And 5s to wound. And I see 1, 2, 3.
3 again.
3 wounds, 3 threat saves. That one takes a wound. And that is the end of the Space Marines shooting phase. My Dreadnought is injured. 1 is destroyed. And that's about it. Oh, leadership test on Spawn. They're leadership 9. They are demons. So a 5 will pass. And a 4 will pass as well. 4 + 4 is 8. So it manages to hold. But I don't know if 1 Spawn is going to be effective at all. This tank is hurt. I don't think it's bracketed at 6 wounds as well. But you get 4 points. You're on 4 objectives. So I now need to come rushing towards you and try and score as many points as I can. And hope the right objectives disappear. Anyway, let's go on to Death Guard. Turn 1. Steamnut Rob, indiscriminate projectiles. Will you get hit by friendly fire on 6s? Yes. I pick a unit. It does D3 mortal wounds. If it's a character, it only does 1 wound. So there's no... And you've got your bubble here of feel no painness. So let's hurt something that I want to hurt. These guys in the corner, they're a bit isolated. D3. Boom. Explosions. Here we are after the movement phase. At the end of all things, trudge relentlessly towards their foe as missiles come raining down, and I find myself in a bit of a bind because there's only 2 objectives in the center and one of these could disappear. So I need to jump right and I need to jump left to try and get on these objectives. But these Terminators, for example, if I run them down here to take these 2 objectives and they both disappear, then I've got a very expensive unit with a Lord of Virulence, not scoring anything for the rest of the game. So it seems like I must pray to Tzeentch. I must pray to Tzeentch instead of Nurgle for later game turns. Fluffy, my Demon Prince, is going to cast Miasma of Pestilence on these guys. And that's an 8. You need a 9 to deny it, sir.
9, I'm in range, aren't I? 9, here we go.
You don't deny it. So they're -1 to hit. It'll count in close combat as well. My Dreadnought is coming this way. That Plague Burst Crawler is hiding from your Eradicators.
like they've done really well last turn.
And then over here, the intention is to shoot and charge. There's an objective there. And we measured up with this unit of Plague Marines there. There's a 10-inch charge onto those guys. But I can't shoot them. I can shoot a little bit and tickle the 1-on-1 wound. But if you take away the second guy, then that'll be an 11-inch charge onto that objective. So with that in mind, I'm only going to fire a blight launcher at you.
Okay.
Which hits on 3s and wounds on 3s. And they're AP -2, 2 damage. So please don't fail them both. Brilliant. You fail one, does 2 damage, kills that other one. It will still be a 10-inch charge to charge onto that objective. Now we're going to shoot some more guns. This Plague Burst Crawler, I want to shoot your Eradicators, but I'm going to do that with a back one. I need to wound these a bit before I go charging in there. So this Plague Burst Crawler is going to fire all the guns at the Eradicators right in front of me. But you've got transhuman as a thing, and I shouldn't have really declared that I intend to light both of them up, but it would be silly not to light both of them. So which one do you want to keep hold of more?
Well, I'm
declaring all my shots from that into them.
Yeah, so I'm going to play transhuman on these.
Are you sure?
Not really, but
2 entropy cannons, 3s to hit. I miss one of them, and your toughness 5, so it's 3s to wound. That's a wound at AP -4. You have a 5 up and vulnerable save. Psychic Fortress.
Yep.
Oh dear. Heavy Slugger, 3s, and this is strength 5, so 4s. 2 at -1, so 2 4-up saves. And you make... Stop it now. D6 shots with the... I'm going to spend the CP to make it a damage 3 weapon rather than a damage 2 weapon. Because you've got 3 wounds. Number of shots. 3 shots. Don't get greedy. 3 shots is enough. 3s to hit. 3 shots isn't enough. Only 2 hits. 3s to wound. 4s to wound because of trap 1 wound.
Yeah, 1 wound.
5 up and Vun. No, and that's a flat 3 damage. So, you need to make 3 6s with the Chief Apothecary. And you make it 2 6s.
Wow.
Unbelievable. So a Plague Burst Crawler in point blank range does 1 wound to a unit of aggressors. So let's see if this Plague Burst Crawler can do more wounds to your Eradicators. Yeah. Here's the stubber. And I hit 3 times. 5s to wound. 4s to wound, sorry. Strength 5, toughness 5. So 3 4-up saves. It's -1.
So 2 go through.
And 2 6s. Stop it now. Entropy Cannon. 3s to hit. Why am I rolling too many dice? On a 1 2, it's that one. Yeah, it was that one. And then another one would have hit.
Yep.
And reroll 1s, it's a plague weapon. And it's strength 8 versus toughness 5. I do wound. 5 up and vulnerable save.
Fine.
D6 with the mortar. 5 shots with the mortar.
That's lovely.
Rain from the sky. 3s to hit. That's not lovely. Only 2 hits. 3s to wound. I wound twice at -2. 2 5-up saves.
Nope, I'll go for it.
Brilliant. And it's D3 damage. No, it's 2 damage a time.
Okay.
So 2 6s because 1's injured. And he's still alive. And 2 more 6s.
Oh,
but I kill 1. Seriously? 2 Plague Burst Crawlers kill 1 Space Marine? Okay. Right. The Plague Marines in there. They're in the ruin. They're going to fire out of the ruin. They're going to fire into these guys with the transhuman because I can't see the other guy. Actually, no. I'm in the ruin so I can fire through.
You can definitely see it.
So I'm going to fire through at them because they haven't got transhuman on. Here's the Blight launcher. And I hit once. I need a 3 to wound. And I don't wound. Bolt gun's firing at full range because of an inexorable advance. But 5s to wound because Eradicators are chonky boys. 3 wounds, 3-up saves on the Eradicators. Oh. And you fail 2 6s.
2 6s. No, 1
and you do fail 2. It was on the Eradicators because they had transhuman on.
Of course they did that.
Right, there's no more firepower I can bring to bear. Yes, I can. Plague Burst Crawlers can fire indirectly. Am I in range? 36. Yes, I am. So the mortar is going to fire back at the Eradicators. I like to think it fired a shell up in the air that way as it turned round this way. And then the entropy cannons and the slugger. If I fire at anyone in the trees, it's going to be -1 to hit. These guys are an 11-inch charge. So let's fire at them. Let's do the mortar first, though. Back over onto the Eradicators for 5 shots.
Disgusting.
3s to hit. Everything hits. 3s to wound. Everything wounds at -2. You know, if there's none left, you can't pick any up with your apothecary.
5, did you say?
5s.
5
Fives.
ups. There we go. Like say 2.
2 survive.
Yeah.
Come on, boy. 2. I'm only just 2 damage each, so that might kill 1, and that won't. So I'm not going to kill any.
I've got loads of command points, so I just will have a go. Look at that, excellent.
Why'd you do this to me?
You told me to.
4 6-up saves.
Okay.
4 6-up shrugs. Because of the Chief of Bothbury. I'll kill 1.
Yep.
I kill 1. How many eradicators have I wiped out?
There is 2 gone.
Is there?
Yes.
Beautiful. Then the slugger into the assault dudes. 3s to hit, 2 hits. 3s to wound, 2 wounds at -1. 1 takes a wound.
Yep.
Then the entropy cannon, which I should have fired first. 2 hits, 2s to wound, 2 wounds at AP -4.
Yep.
And it's D3 plus 3 damage.
So 2 a day.
2 get wiped out. Okay, on to the Blight Lord Terminators. They're going to pick on the Assault Terminators as well. The Assault Terminators? The Assault Intercessors as well, because if I don't weaken them down, when you come charging in, I will kill you, but you might hurt quite a few of my boys.
I hope so.
And I don't want to hurt my boys hurt. So I'm spending a CP on Vermid Whispers, which is basically Fury of the First. They hit on 2s with mini bolt gun shots. And I reroll 1s because there's a lot of virulence there. After the reroll, all but 1 hit. 4s to wound. Exactly 10. 10 3-up saves. 1.
1.5.
I know. 2 Blight Launchers, 2s, reroll 1s because the Lord of Virulence. And strength 6, wounding on 3s. Those at -2. And that's another 2 bite the dust because it's 2 damage each. Only 5 left in that squad. They took an absolute pounding. I believe that my Hellbrute can kill them if I make the charge.
I believe he can too.
Because he's got like 8 attacks, hitting on something, wounding on something. Anyway, so I'm going to fire the multi-melter at these guys to really push morale. It's going to be 4s though, because I'm firing through the trees, the dense cover, and I miss anyway. And that is the end of my shooting phase, wiping out 5 of the Assault Intercessors, hurting a few Eradicators over there. Now we're going to charge. The Hellbrute is going to charge into this unit of Intercessors. Would you like to Overwatch?
No.
It's an 8-inch charge because I'm going through a difficult ground. So, good luck.
Come on, boy.
I am going to re-roll that because there's an objective there.
Yeah,
I need you off of it. And I failed the charge!
Oh, no.
They live for another turn. Next turn. Right, over here. My Plague Burst Crawler is going to charge your aggressors. Because you're wounding him on 6s.
Yeah.
Which is why I put him all the way at the front. But you're still AP -1. Right? You've still got all the doctrines on this. So would you like to shoot with a Plague Burst?
I think I will do actually. Because
Really?
There's so many shots coming from them at the moment.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But you're hitting on
6s.
6s, wounding on 6s.
Yeah.
I've got 6 wounds left.
Hang on, I'll have a think.
So you've ran the math, hitting on 6s, wounding on 6s with a 4-up save. You decided not to. It's highly unlikely. So the Plague Burst Crawler charges, and of course that one makes a charge. Which paves the way for my Demon Prince Fluffy. 7-inch charge.
7.
And I've already done a command point reroll. He fails the charge.
What about Spawn?
Fluffy, Spawn.
Spawn Garrow.
Spawn fails the charge. What the hell is going on? Basically, the tank comes rumbling in there, engages your aggressors. All the other charges, maybe the bombardment coming down the fire from the sky, is making the ground uneven and treacherous and blinding flashes. And okay, oh, this charge. I've got this charge, this 10-inch charge. Would they like to Overwatch? I've got a tip save in there, but no. This is a 10. We measured it up beforehand.
Ooh.
Okay, so only 1 assault. I'm praying to the wrong god here. Nurgle is not helping me. I need Zinch.
Well, you were praying to Zinch earlier.
Maybe this is why.
This is why.
Grandfather Nurgle heard me praying to...
Exactly.
Right, okay. So they do have 4 attacks, but they hit on 6s. I hit you once at strength 7. I wound you and one 3-up save.
Yes, he's fine.
Okay. And they will have Power Fists, right?
They do, yes.
See, what should have happened is a Demon Prince that does a flat 3 damage a time should have come in with 6 attacks, hitting on 2s, re-rolling everything, wounding on 2s, re-rolling everything,
Exactly.
and killed all of them. But now you get to pile in and fight. Okay, this isn't going to go well for me. A unit of aggressors with Shock Assault has 21 attacks. You hit on 4s with your fists.
Yes.
But you're spending a CP on Death to the Traitors of
Exactly.
the Heretic Astartes key roll. So you re-roll all hits.
That is
4s to hit, re-rolling all hits. This is going to be fruity. Here we are after the rerolls. 4s to wound. Yep. And each of these would normally do 2 damage.
1, 4, 6. Only 6 wounds.
6 wounds. Yep. Now each of these would normally do 2 damage.
Yep.
But they only do 1 damage because it's disgustingly resilient. So basically, if I make a 5-up save, I'll live.
Nicely.
I make 2 5-up saves. You take 4 damage off instead of 8. It's on 2 wounds left, and by some miracle of Nurgle, I live. So with the aggressors locked up down here, that is the end of my turn. We have a morale take on the Intercessors. They use the Chaplain's leadership, which is 9. A 4 will pass. 5 plus 5 is 10. That's a fail. 1 flees, and then on 1 2s.
Just ones.
Just one, sorry, yeah. Yes, just ones.
Oh, God, look at that. Another 2 go.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Despite the Master of Sanctity trying to keep them around. I don't like Space Marines fleeing. More succumb to their wounds. That's what happens there. More succumbs to their wounds. And at the end of my turn 1, I get 1, 2 points. So Space Marines are actually double in the lead. It's 4 points to 2 for the Space Marines. And at the start of turn 2... one of these objectives is going to disappear, so my glamorous assistant will now roll a dice and find out which one it is.
Here we go.
And it is number 4, and now we have to find out where number 4 is. Steam Not Rob?
Yeah.
It's the one. It's my one, right here.
No more camping for you.
I shouldn't have prayed to Tzeentch.
Yeah.
Tzeentch is punishing me. Grandfather Nurgle, hear my prayer. Please stick with me as we go on to Space Marines turn 2. Fire from the sky. Basilisks firing overhead. You need a 6. You don't get any 6s. It's just friendly fire so far. Edit. As a successor of the Ultramarines, you have +1 to your leadership. So your chaplain is leadership 10.
Yes.
So these guys stick around,
Ooh.
which is plus more 3. 3 more, dude. That's going to help you.
Thank you.
It's 4 points to 2, and here we are after the Ghost that Walk movement and command phase, and they're still on 4 objectives. These guys danger close to the Hell Brute, and everyone else here moving around to get as many shots and as much firepower to bear into the Blight Lord Terminators as they can, perilously close to the Plague Burst Crawler. You've put Litany of Hate and Mantra. You've
Mantra
got
of Strength on himself.
Yes.
And I'll put Litany of Hate as an aura, isn't it?
Okay.
So let's do Mantra of Strength.
Yes.
So that goes off, and Litany of Hate goes off as well.
Okay, so they're all being chanted at, ready to sell themselves dearly and make the charge. Meanwhile, over here, being an Ultramarine successor, you can fall back and shoot at -1 to hit. So the aggressors have fallen back and shoot. And then there was lots of careful shuffling, keeping this way, right? Shuffering.
That's
because
talk.
Now you're on that side. Every model can draw a line to Fluffy before you draw a line to the spawn, including the dangerous Eradicators down here as well.
Have come back after the movement.
Oh yeah. You've healed your aggressor and you've brought one back with the Chief Apothecary at the end of the movement phase. So yeah, this is a lot of firepower is going to come into my Demon Prince. That tank's on 2 wounds left.
Did I tell you 4 rerolls for the aggressors?
Full rerolls for the aggressors. Is that what he's chanting? He's saying you shoot better, right? Okay. Psychic power then. Oh, and these guys have stepped back.
Just to make it a little bit harder for you to
charge you, take that objective.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So they're just in range of that, but falling back to shoot.
Okay. Psychicness.
Psychic shenanigans.
Yes.
Right? Let's try Psychic Fortress to start with, because that was very, very good last time.
Okay.
And it doesn't go off.
Interesting.
Come
on, boy.
I think...
You've got 7 there now after gaining 1.
I think a command point's
okay.
worth it. It doesn't go off.
Doesn't go off. Interesting. No 5 vulnerable save. That could be game changing.
Could be.
What's your next power?
Smite.
You can try to smite the tank to death.
Yeah, just have a go. Oh, that's a super smite.
Well, I might as well try and deny. I don't deny. D6 damage to the tank.
4.
That's a dead tank. I'm going to blow up. Right, just looking at the strat, it's going to cost me 2 CP to auto blow that up, and you've got an apothecary there. If there wasn't a chief apothecary there, I'd have probably done this. But so instead I'll just roll. I need a 6. I don't have a 6. This thing just melts under the weight of the psychic power. Electricity flashes upon the hull, psychic might, and it lashes back into the warp. Now the Eradicators are focusing on my demon prince. 3s to hit.
8 shots on Fluffy.
And re-rolling everything. There's 4 misses right there. Everything hits. 3s to wound.
Yep.
I have a 5 demon save. Okay, so 5 demon saves. You're in melt range as well, right?
That's a beautiful thing, it is.
Oh dear. 5 up vulnerable saves. Command point.
Command point.
Okay, so that many get through, and it's d6 plus 2 on each of these. So 3d6.
Wow.
Uh,
yeah. 12.
8 minus 3.
Oh, yes.
1 minute. Let's do some math. Okay, after math, I have 18 revoltingly resilience to make on my warlord. And
That's good.
not good enough. By 1 wound,
Wow.
he is banished to the warp. So last time, 5 eradicators couldn't take out a tank, but 4 of them managed to take out a demon prince.
Yeah, with a demon save and revoltingly resilient and disgusting resilient.
So now your captain is shooting at the spawn.
Spawn, yeah.
Okay. 2s.
2s, 3
He's
shots.
captain.
Yeah.
Nice. 5s to wound.
5 to wound him.
And he's raping -1 because of the... I failed the save. It's got 1 wound left. Now the apothecary hits on 3s, wounds on 5s. It wounds. It's minus...
No, it doesn't wound because that was a 4.
Oh yeah. And then you got a bolt pistol on your Libby?
Yeah.
Try to chip it away. Yes, that's a hit.
And that's a wound.
That is a wound. AP... No minuses because the tactical doctrine is effect. So I need a 5. I don't make the 5. You managed to kill the spawn, which means your eradicators, aggressors are free to fire.
Yeah.
I guess they're probably firing at these
I
dudes
think
or the tank. So the aggressors level their bolt storm gauntlets at this unit of plague marines in this ruin here. They're hitting on 4s because they fell out of combat. These are just the bolt storm gauntlets. But you reroll 1s because your chapter master's nearby. Here we are after the rerolls, and you're winning on 5s because I am tough. But these are AP -1, but I get a +1. -1 because of the tactical doctrine there. So 8 3-up saves. And I'm going to lose a Plague Marine and a half. Then the Fragstorm grenade launchers launched in, causing 5 wounds, 5 3-up saves, and the one that was injured falls. From the call around the chapter master, we did this unit firing into the Plague Marines. They have a 2-up saving cover, doing no damage. And last thing left to fire on this flank is the Redemptor Dreadnought. It's going to fire into this ruin and try and kill these Plague Marines here. Here's the heavy onslaught Gatling cannon. Hits on 3s. Rerolls those 2 1s because the chapter master is shot. That didn't help you. Strength 6, toughness 5, 3s to wound. AP -1. But +1 because of the ruin, so 3s. I only take a wound, look. Baby Gatling gun, 3s. And 4s. 4 wounds, nice. 3-up saves. Kills 1, puts 1 down to a wound. The rest of the shots from the Dreadnought failed to hurt any more Marines, so now we're on to the Eliminators, doing the Strength 5 -2 rounds. 3s to hit. And
2 hits.
4s to wound. 6s do mortal wounds in addition.
Nope.
Negative. So their shots just thump into the cover that the Plague Marines are hiding behind. That's it for the right flank. I've lost a tank. I've lost my spawn. I've lost my demon prince. I've lost a chunk out of the Plague Marines. Now we come up here to all the shots that are about to rain into my Blight Lord Terminators. So the Intercessors, the jumpy dudes are firing at the Blight Lord Terminators. It's forced to hit, but you spend a CP on Scions of Guilliman. So you're re-rolling hit rolls of 1. Hitting on 4s. After the re-roll, 17 hits. Strength 5, toughness 5.
4s.
4s to wound. Now interestingly, this is AP -2 because the tactical doctrine is in effect. 10 4-up saves to make. 1 dies, 1 takes 2 wounds. Now this unit is going to fire at the Blight Lord Terminators, not with the Dreadnought right in front of you. Why not?
Because the Dreadnought's really hard and it's almost a lost cause now. I've got to sacrifice one thing, so it's either the Terminators or the Dreadnought.
Okay.
So I'm just going to cut my losses and try and deal with I think the biggest threat, because if that gets here, they destroy everything at maximum strength.
Right, okay. Right. So the Hellbrute's going to do some work to these guys anyway.
Exactly, yeah.
Right, okay. 4s to hit because of my asthma.
Yep.
That's pretty good shooting, Tex.
Thank you.
5s to wound now. 2 at -1.
Yeah, -1.
Because tactical. I'm fine. Do you want to do the same with that squad?
Yeah. Same again. I've got the dice ready.
4s. It's a dagger. Yeah. Well, not dagger, because these aren't orcs, but the Blight Lord Terminators are certainly caught in a crossfire. More shots coming in. One more hit. And if it finds a mark, you kill one. You've got some heavy bolt rifle pistols now.
Yeah.
And your chaplain, and you killed 2 so far. Yeah. 2 hits. 1 wound at -1. I failed to save.
Absolve a bolt right pistol.
On the chaplain, that misses. Okay, so that's all the firepower in. 2 Plague Marines dying here. Would you like to charge, sir?
I will charge, yes.
As Alex Cooper once said, welcome to my nightmare.
Yes.
I will not... I'm going to Overwatch. Because I'm re-rolling hit rolls on 1. Blight launchers. 6s to hit. 3s to wound. I wound you at -2. See, it worked already. I've already killed 1. Now all the bolt pistols. Bolt pistols? Combi bolters. 6s. Reroll 1s. 2 6s. I don't. I killed 1. Well, just 1 on Overwatch, and then don't roll snake eyes on your charge, and I think you're going to be okay.
There we go.
Oh, we're going over here.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, they're angry. Now Lothar, your master of sanctity.
Yes.
He's angry as well, and with the litany in effect, everyone here is re-rolling hits.
Yeah.
Are you doing any more charges? It looks like the aggressors have a bit of a long bomb charge here if you want to.
Can they fail out of
Oh yeah,
combat?
they fail out of combat. Your captain can go off on his own.
No,
So my tank can snipe him next turn.
True. But
You know, your having a good charge in.
that's more than 12 inches, I would have thought.
Whoa. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
So not declaring any more charges. Coming over here, Lothar, of course, is going to wind up his batting arm and swing first. 4 attacks, +1 for shock assault, +1 for mantra strength, 6 attacks.
6 attacks.
He hits on 2s.
Reroll
And you've
ones.
got your litany of hate or mantra. So you re-roll that.
Hate, yeah.
It affects characters as well.
It does, yes.
Right.
So 3
Now-
to wound you.
Yeah, the Benediction of Fury is a damage 3 weapon.
Hang on a minute.
But you've got +1 damage.
That's what is that what I roll? Because you're miasmid, remember? I just,
Yeah, well, you'd
that's
need
what-
3s to hit. So you've hit.
So I've hit all
You've
of them
hit.
anyway.
Yeah.
Good, we'll call
So
that
it's 3s to wound. And it's
to
damage 4 right now.
Damage 4.
Which
6
becomes
is-
damage 3.
Yeah.
But I've got 3 wounds each.
Yeah. And 6s do mortal wounds in addition.
Do they?
Yes.
Oh dear.
Yes. Here we go.
3s to wound.
6s, please, come on.
No 6s.
sixes.
And in fact, you rolled.
Terrible.
It's not too bad.
3, yeah.
Well,
4.
for every failed save, you will kill a Terminator because it's damage 4, right?
Yeah, it's damage 4.
Because normally it's damage 3, which is damage 4, back to damage 3. So I need 4 up and vulnerable saves.
Yeah.
Let's see if he managed to swing. Bada, swing.
Oh, he does.
I think I have to command point
I
now.
think you do, yeah.
I lose 4 Blight Lord
It's because
Terminators.
you prayed to Zinch. It's your own doing, this is.
Don't talk to me right now, Steve. Not Rob.
Right,
Don't.
fine.
I'm a bit salty right now.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like this. After the fight phase, would you like to consolidate 3 inches towards the closest enemy?
Not
Why?
really, no, because
Come on.
Well, you can. You could probably kill me, and can you flame into combat? It's got a horrible
No,
flame,
I'm not a
hasn't it?
vehicle or a monster.
Oh, of course you are. I don't even. Can you tell me what damage he does first?
It's a power fist with a plague weapon roll.
Let's just no. I'm going to make you earn it. I'm just going to stay
Okay.
on 2.
So the assault intercessors will pile in,
Yeah.
and they get to fight.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a thunderhammer on the sergeant. These guys have got chain swords. 12 attacks.
Yeah.
3s to hit.
4s to hit your miasma.
Yes, thank you for reminding me.
But I
again.
do re-roll because of hate.
Yes, you hate me
So-
very, very, very much. Okay. That was okay. If you could fail all of these, it'd be nice.
I found 2 more for you.
That's bad.
5s to wound.
5s to wound. I'm a tough puppy.
You are tough nerd. Rolls
And these are -1.
yes,
How
these
much
are.
you get?
So that is a 3.
3 threat saves.
Yeah.
I take a wound.
Take it.
Now it's hammer time. 3 attacks on the sarge +1.
Yeah, so 3
Yeah.
3 attacks, then plus
4.
then plus 1 plus on.
Okay, 4s to hit.
4 to hit. Yeah. Here. Re-roll
Re-rolling.
because of hate.
Everything hits. 3s to wound. 3 wounds. Invulnerable saves. Each of these doing 3 damage.
3 damage, which is reduced to 2.
I make that becomes 2. One of them was injured by the chainsword, and another one goes, eh. That's the noise they make. Then I will pile in 3 inches like that. I can't heroically intervene because that happens at the end of the charge phase. Then I shall strike you. I shall strike you down with fury and vengeance. 2 flails, 6 attacks each, 12 attacks. I'm hitting you on 3s, and I'm re-rolling 1s because the Lord of Virulence is there. I'm currently strength 5, your toughness 3, because of the contagion thing. So I'm wounding you on 3s, and I'm re-rolling 1s because it's a plague weapon. And of course I roll 5 2s. 5 up saves, -2, 2 damage each. Yep. Each failed save will kill a marine. Drop dice don't count. 3 of them die. Yep, it means your sergeant with his hammer is still alive. Yep. And at this point, it's the end of turn 2.
Not quite.
I need to take him around what?
Because I'm going to pay 3 CP for the assault assessor.
Yes.
Attack again with his hammer.
I think it's only 2, but yes.
Is it 2?
On of the chapter, it's 2, but this is the turn he charged,
yes.
So he still has 4 attacks.
Yep.
And all the litanies are still in effect. Which is nasty.
So 4s,
yes.
We roll it.
Oh, 1 minute, actually. Oh, 1 minute.
Yep, sorry.
I forgot. I got my axe.
Oh, do it.
The sergeant with the axe. So he's got 4 attacks. Right. So if he survives...
I can do it. If
yes.
not, I might get 2 CP for that.
3s. And I'm wounding on 3s. And I've forgotten what the... Yeah, okay. I think it's -2. Yeah. I think it's 3 5-up saves.
3 5-up.
I need to kill the hammer guy.
I'm down. He's dead.
I do kill the hammer guy. Okay, I'll put your 2 CP back. Okay, then at the end of all of that, I lost a chunk of Terminators. So I'm spending the 2 CP so I don't have to take morale. And that is the end of your turn 2. And what a turn. It's 4 points to 2 because you are on 4 more objectives. Sorry, 8 points to 2 because you got 4 in the first turn, 4 in the second turn. So it's 8 points to 2. And I really need to do some damage now. The Hellbrute needs to do what it does. Over here, I need to do what it does. And ultimately, I want one of these objectives to disappear. It would be nice if that one disappeared and that one stayed, because my Plague Marines are going to go that way, obviously, not this way. So let's go on to Death Guard, turn 2. Indiscriminate projectiles rain down from the skies and on 6... No, I don't get any mortal wounds in on you as the Basilisk firepower continues to rain in. Here we are after the Death Guard's movement phase. It is not all over for the end of all things. It's 8 points to 2, but it's only turn 2, and anything can happen. We can lose all the wrong objectives as far as the Ghosts That Walk are concerned. Now, the main thing is what to do with this unit of Plague Marines that we did remember to do the leadership test for. I could have jumped out this way and then gone charging in, because they're troops, right? Yep, objective secured is a thing, and I could have scored that objective. But what I would have had to have done is withstand all the overwatch and your heroic intervention from your Imperium Sword, Burning Blade captain, which would have nuked them. And the chances of one Plague Marine living after the Power Fist come back... I mean, I've moved this tank round so I can drop some shells in as well. But the chances of me surviving all of that and taking that objective off you was very slim. So instead I've decided to move around here to take on Luther. Meanwhile, the remaining Blight Lord Terminators are going to push up this way and take on these along with the tank. And talking about tanks, I can outrange you. Eradicators are 24-inch range. Boltstorm Gauntlets on your aggressors are 18-inch range. So I've pulled back to outrange you because you don't have a 5-up invulnerable save anymore. And if you instead you decide to come charging down towards this corner, then putting your key units in the corner, I'm quite happy with that. Unless this objective stays turn after turn after turn, because now I have a 5-inch charge. Yeah. And I'm outnumbering you right now. There's 6 there, there's 5 of you. So I'm not going to shoot you anymore. But I can shoot that way. So let's do that. I don't have any psychic phase anymore, so let's shoot all the guns I can. Is there any point? You're just going to pick some up, I think. And what do I fear the most? I don't know. I'm going to shoot at the Eradicators. I don't like the Eradicators. They're a big threat. So I'm shooting everything from here, including the Blight Launcher, at the Eradicators. Yep. Are you transhumaning it or not? Bear in mind that there may be other shots coming from mortars from other directions. I can fire indirectly.
I think I'm going to put... Hang on a minute. Do some measuring.
So if you advance, you're only firing once. Yes. But you are putting transhuman on the Eradicators.
You remember with my Hungry for Assault, I've advanced a minimum of 2.
Because you advance +1.
+1, yeah.
Okay.
So I'll be in range. I'll only be able to shoot once, but if you don't deal with them,
and I
bring
couldn't,
another one back.
And you can see this edge because I couldn't go any further forward because you put them in there as a blocking manoeuvre, which was very clever of you.
Yeah. Not that I forgot to charge them into the tank on the previous
You would have charged
round.
into the tank?
Yeah, to try and tie the tank up.
Oh, I thought you were putting there as a blocking manoeuvre to stop me rolling onto that.
Of course I was. That was the master plan.
Oh, well, it's very masterful of you.
No problem.
Right, Blight launchers. Hitting on 1 hits. Winning on a 3. Oh, I don't wound anyway. Mm-hmm. And then we'll do the bolt weaponry coming in. Nothing happened from the bolt weaponry. You're behind cover. You had a 2-up save. Yes. So this unit, the aggressors don't have
transhuman.
Right. So the tank, tank, will fire everything at them.
That's a good call.
Okay. I'm going to fire my 2 entropy cannons at you.
Yep. I
hit on 3s, and I wound on 3s. Mm-hmm. And that is a minimum 4 damage.
Yes.
But I need to roll it because of your... So that's 5 damage. You have 5 6-up shrugs to make.
Yes. One's dead.
1 gets wiped out. Stubbers. Doesn't wound. Mortar. 4 shots. Hits 3 times and wounds on 3s. Wounds 3 times at -2. So 3 5-up saves on them. You fail them all. Each does 2 damage, so that's 6 damage in total. You have to do 4 6s and then 2 6s with the thing because of the apothecary. Okay, so 4 6s from 2 shots.
1 wound.
One's on 1 wound, and then 2 6s on the last shot. Did you hear the audible sigh?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Oh yeah. So
I killed one. I killed 1. Okay, so with a tank firing flat out at them, I've killed 2 in total. You're gonna pick 1 up again. Right, okay, that's fine. Everything's fine. I'm going to fire everything from this squad into your apoth. Not your apoth.
Lothar. Chaplain.
Here's the Blight launcher. I hit you 2 times. It's strength 6. I wound you 2 times. It's -4 up and vulnerable saves.
He's fine.
Okay, and then I have the bolt guns. And I hit that many times. I'm wounding you on 3s because you're in contagion range.
Oh, yes.
I wound you 3 times. 3 3-up saves.
3 3-ups. Here we go. 1 wound.
He takes a wound. So these guys are definitely going to charge them.
Yeah.
I'm not happy with that charge. I haven't got the flail. I need to tickle you some more. So I'm going to put his double plague spurt thing into him.
You're going to spurt all over.
I'm going to spurt all over you. It's 2d6 auto hits for only 4 auto hits. But I am strength 6 right now because of my acidic malady, and you are toughness 3. So I'm wounding on 2s. And they're AP -2, 1 damage each.
So I fell 2.
So he's down to 2 wounds. I'm happy with that because a Flail of Corruption does 2 damage, and then those guys will fire into the Marines, and they reroll 1s, and you are in contagion range.
Yes.
So I wound on 4s. That's 3 wounds, 3-up saves on the aggressor.
They're fine.
Right. Okay. Point blank range. I need to shoot these off. I need to kill these.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So everything from the tank is coming into these guys on that objective there. Okay?
That's a good call.
It is a good call. Here's the entropy cannons on 4s. And I'm thinking about command pointing that. And that'll put me down to 4 command points. And it misses anyway. And I'll wound on a 2. And that obliterates 1. And then the mortar fires once. And I spent a command point in the shooting phase. It hits. It rerolls 1s. It wounds. 2s to wound, 5-up save.
Nope.
I've killed 2. And then the stubber hits once and doesn't wound. So the multi-melter for the Dread is going to fire this way, hoping to force morale here. Force to hit. I hit once. I wound once. No save. D6 damage. Another one dies. That's 3 dead. And because of the Ultramarine Successor chapter, you won't have to take morale. And that is the end of my shooting phase. So now we charge. My Dreadnought is going to charge this unit of Intercessors. Would you like to Overwatch?
No.
Don't roll Snake Eyes Winners. That's fine. He's in. He's in. And then all the way around here, this is the one that I need the CP for. Yeah. This is a 9-inch charge into that squad there. Would you like to fire Overwatch? I have a 2-up save in the cover. 9, 4 CP left. I'm burning some CP now. I need to get on that objective. And they're in. That's an 11. Woohoo. I'm breathing easier.
Yeah.
So these Plague Marines into Lothar. 4. That's going to be a failed charge. Yeah. So it looks like my Terminators are going that way. And he's going that way. Yeah. So the Lord of Virulence. He's in.
I might Overwatch if you're going to go into.
And they're going into. You're going to Overwatch.
Yeah. So how much is Overwatch these days?
It's just 1 CP.
For 1 CP.
And it's 30 shots.
Yes, I'm going to do that.
Okay. 30 shots then. 6 to hit. And I see 3. 4. And then you need 4s to wound. This is AP -2 though, because the
2
tactical doctrine is in effect. I take a wound, and now I need a 4. They make it in. And so apart from this unit here, I make all my charges, and I must start with my Lord of Virulence because, I mean, Lothar is a bit... Damage 4. Yeah. That litany is still in effect until the next command phase as well. He only has to get 2 through and I'm dead. So I hit on 2s. No, it's unwieldy, his Plague Fist. I hit on 3s. It's strength 8. I wound on 2s. Yeah. And it's a plague weapon. It's a Power Fist plague weapon. That's excellent. So if you could fail a save, Lothar dies. Because it's a flat 2 damage. That'd be lovely.
4s, please.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah, he's dead. Even with the command point?
Even with the command point, the master...
Is it D3?
It's 2 damage.
Oh, yeah, so
it's a Power Fist. It's a plaguey Power Fist. He gets taken out, smashed into the plateau, removed as a casualty, presses his teleport homer and flashes back to the battle barge. Casualties. He will return. Would you like to interrupt anywhere?
No.
You've basically got intercessors all over the place and stuff like that.
Yes, there's no point.
No?
No.
Okay. I'm going to spend a CP... on Fire Frenzy? I forget what it's called. He's got 7 wounds. 7 wounds. Because you took a wound off of him. I did, which was a mistake, because that means he gets to re-roll wound rolls of 1.
I don't think it matters too much.
Right, just checking. Fire Fever can only be done in the shooting phase. That's why it's called Fire Fever.
Because you're fine.
He's got a Power Scourge. So it's 8 attacks. Because it gives me +3. He hits on 3s. And everything but 1 hits. I'm strength 7 with this thing, but you're toughness 3 right now.
So 2.
So I'm winning on 2s. And I reroll 1s to wound because you injured him. And he gets him very, very angry. So that's 7 wounds at -2, 2 damage each. 5-up saves. And 4 get taken out, and 1 is still stood there, objectively scoring that objective. Very interesting. Right. Terminators. Spending a CP on Vermid Whispers. Steve Not Rob is a generous mushroom and allowed me to consolidate with my Lord of Virulence, which I forgot to do because I was so excited about punching you in the face. So he's consolidated 3 inches that way. So I am in reroll range of the Terminators. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
And I'm hitting on 2s with all of these flails because of Vermid Whispers. Rerolling 1s because of the Lord of Virulence. Right. Strength 5. Your toughness 4 though.
Yeah.
Because of my stinky corruption. I'm stinking all over you. 3s to wound. And I reroll 1s because of... It's a plague weapon. So that didn't help at all. They're on -2, 2 damage each. And I did 9?
9.
9? That's what the Germans say. Nice. 9 5-up saves. Have you got 9 dice?
I have 9 dice.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you. What do I need? 5?
5s.
Okay.
It's -2, 2 damage. Did you fail every single one? So 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1's on 1 wound.
Yes.
Wow, you finally failed some saves, and then my sergeant lashes out with his axe on 2s. He will wound you on 3s, and those are -2 as well. 2 more 5-up saves.
2. Yes.
It might have been 3. 3 more 5-up saves. Misspoke. 1 more 5.
1 more 5.
1 more 5.
No,
Drop dice don't count.
Oh!
So if Hero Sergeant manages to hang in there, I will of course consolidate And he's on 1 wound left. And then I come across all the way down to this flank. I'm outnumbering you on that objective anyway. But I've got a flail. So 2 attacks and a plague knife, which is 6 attacks in total. I'm hitting you, what?
What are you wounding me on there?
3s.
3. So, I'm going to play transhuman then, just to try and keep them alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, transhuman to try and keep them alive. Down to 2 CP. We're both on 2 CP each. Do I want to do the thing with the thing? No, I don't want to. There's a thing I can do, which is 6 to wound counters AP -4. I don't need to kill you utterly. I just need to... I'm scoring it anyway. Yeah. Anything I kill you with is a bonus. So 3s to hit. 4s to wound because of transhuman. That one was cocked. That misses. And then 4s because of transhuman. 2 wounds at -2.
Yep.
I smushed one anyway. Yep. And now we fight with some plague knives. Sergeant's got an extra attack. 3s to hit. 4s to wound with transhuman. 2 at -1. 2 4-ups.
1 wound.
1 wound. That's all the fights done. You may attack me back.
Yep.
Punching back on 3s. Only 5 hits there. Wounding on 3s. 5s, sorry. Yeah, I'm talking 5. The other way around. So 2 wounds. 2 throw-up saves. I'm okay. I take a wound, but I'm okay. From there, over to the sergeant. 4 attacks with shock assault. 3s. And he needs 5s. Nothing. And then this sergeant, he's got 4 attacks. So, because of shock assault. Yep. He hits all times. He's angry.
Yes. 5.
His mates got taken out around him. And he manages to hurt the hell brute. And that is the end of my turn 2. Now you have some morale. These guys are leadership 9 because of Ultramarines. They don't need to take one. But this guy will fail on a 6. This guy will fail on a 6. You've 2 CP. You can pay anywhere if you want to.
That one.
This one?
Yep. He's fine.
There's a 2. He holds in there. That objective secured. Your sergeant holds in there over as well. So you're passing morale. So I didn't manage to shove you off this objective. I didn't manage to shoot you off this objective. But I have come clambering through onto that objective there. Which means I only get 2 points, making it 8 points to 4. However, next turn, I'm hoping to have this one and this one. And the more I get, the less you get. But 8 points to 4 as we head on to Space Marines. Turn 3. So a couple of things. What disappears? Yes. Which objective we've searched and secured? Which one goes? If you'd like to, my glamorous assistant, like to roll a dice.
Debbie McGee to your Paul Daniels.
Yeah, I'm Paul Daniels. No, 1 minute. Roll a dice. 1. Which one is 1? Hopefully it's not this one. No, that's 5. It's this one.
Yep.
Is this? Oh, that's objective 1. Beautiful. Oh, and you also get D3 dice, and on 6s, Basilisk Fire actually manages to hit me.
Yeah. Here we go.
You haven't had any friendly fire so far, but this one disappears. Good. So all these guys here, interesting stuff. Here we are after the Space Marines movement and command phase. The Eradicator's been told to shoot better by the chapter master. They've advanced forward so they can see the edge of that plague burst crawler there. And it looks like the aggressors... Oh, and you put one back in there with the Chief Apothecary.
Because that's not broken already.
Combat Revival, not broken at all. And it looks like they're aiming down towards, the aggressors are aiming down towards this unit of Plague Marines here. And these chaps also broke out of combat as well. You kill 2 and then you draw. You kill 3 and then you'll take that objective from me. The Redemptor is eyeing up the Poxwalkers. And over here you fell out of combat as well. There was no point being in close combat because I would have just killed you. The Sergeant's hopped back onto this objective. And this chap is pulled back as well. He is still within 3 inches of that objective, which is right under my base, and he has got objective secured. Yes. So it looks like there's going to be another 3 points for the Space Marines. But this end is looking very perilous for them. How long can they hold on for? And then they'll have these guys stranding in the middle, and there's no objectives around them right now. So first, we're going to move on to the shooting phase with this Intercessor that fell back.
Yep.
Firing in at the Dreadnought, he hits on 4s and he wounds on 5s. 4s because he fell out of combat and nothing happened here. Then we moved across here to these units, firing into the Terminators, only taking 1 wound off the Sergeant there. The tactical doctrine is still in effect. And now the Dreadnought is going to fire everything down into the Poxwalkers. So we're doing all the Gatling guns together, 18 shots into the Poxwalkers, because despite the change in strength, it's all hitting on 3s and wounding on 3s. Rerolling 1s there because you made sure you were in range of your Chapter Master. 3s to wound. Oh, this is all AP -1. I am behind a barricade, but I have a 7-up save, so I won't get a save. All I'll get is my
14.
Disgustingly, revoltingly, the thing. I ignore wounds on 6s. 6s. Ooh, I make 4 6s. Icarus Bod. 3 shots, hitting on 3s. And wounding on reroll the 1s. And wounding on 2s. 2 wounds. I don't get a save. D3 damage a time.
First one.
2 and 1. So the 1, dead, and the 2s, dead. 2 Frankstorm grenade launchers, 2d6 shots, 7 shots, 3s to hit, and 4s to wound. Oh, ooh. Oh dear.
Oh dear indeed.
There's 3 objectives secured Poxwalkers left within 3 inches of that objective. And I don't know if that charge is possible because I pulled the right ones away. I may have just lucked out there.
You may have done.
However, I think my luck is about to turn because now we have this castle firing out in all sorts of different directions. Do you want to start off with the Eradicators?
Yeah, let's do the Eradicators. They're only 5 shots because they advance.
Yeah, firing at my tank.
The tank, yes.
But they're re-rolling everything.
Yeah.
So 3s to hit. And 2 to re-roll there. And then 4s to wound. Strength 8, toughness 8.
Yeah.
2 wounds. 5 of them guns. I make 1. D6 damage.
-1. Oh, 1 damage.
One, just 1 damage. It's a huge difference when they can't fire twice, huh?
Exactly, yes.
And then Boltstorm Aggressors.
Yeah, Boltstorm Aggressors are going to go
out of range of the Poxwalkers. You were thinking about firing back here, but they're only 18-inch range with it. 3d6 hits with the grenade launchers. And we're going to add these number of shots to the 18 Boltstorm Gauntlet thingy bobs.
2.
Got all the dice there.
Just about.
3s to hit with 24 shots. And re-rolling 1s. With a reroll, 17 hits, 5s to wound though. This is the tricky part, but it is AP -1. 7 wounds, the blessed number. 7 4-up saves. It's not so blessed. I lose 2 Plague Marines. So the unit that fell out of combat, 4s to hit now, because you fell out of combat, and 5s to wound. You just need to kill 1 more to definitely score that objective. You don't kill 1 more. Oh, you might be able to do it. 2 4-up saves, because of the tactical doctrine. I make both of the saves. And then we're just measuring up all over the place, and your pistols are out of range for your characters. So you can't kill them, and then we just remembered that you forgot the Psychic Phase.
Yeah. So let's do...
so they would have done Psychic Fortress.
So we do Psychic Fortress.
Yes.
Now. Let's see if that works then.
So that works. And then you need a Smite.
Yes.
Which is definitely going that way.
Yes. Smite.
Oh, that works. D3 mortal wounds. For 1 mortal wound, which perfectly, that's what you would have done anyway.
Exactly, yeah.
But it means I've got 3 models here. You've got 4 models here. You outnumber me on that objective, and you will take it off of me. 1 minute, we found more gun anyway. Yeah. The mortis rounds on the Eliminators. Firing down there.
There we go.
And they hit twice. And they wound on 4s. 6s do mortal wounds in addition. There's a mortal wound in addition. Those are -1. So you kill 1 more, actually. So I'll take him away, which means my sergeant's gone. Because... yeah, I'll do that. Sod it. And that is the end of your turn 3. And then we were measuring up before we found more guns. We realised that the assault from the Dreadnought is impossible because you're going over difficult ground and it would be -2. So that is actually the end of your turn 3. And I will have a morale test to take there. And I lost 4 guys. And my leadership is 8. So I really need a 1 to 4. Please, Papa Nurgle. Papa, don't preach.
I'm in trouble. No, you're not.
And I am not in trouble deep. I managed to hold. However, you're on that objective and these 2 objectives up here, making it 11 points to 4. But it looks like these 2 units won't be up here for very long. And if I can blow you off of that objective there, and I know you like it when I blow you off.
Yes, you're very good at blowing off.
I should be able to stop you scoring all sorts of objectives in turn 4 and turn 5. But before we go into my turn 3, fire rains down from the sky, and on 6s, no fire. This has been very disappointing.
Exactly, yeah.
We should have house ruled it to say on a 1, 2, 3, 4,
or at least a 5+. We'd have got a few more with that one.
Or maybe do 6 dice at a time, and then because then we wanted it to be brutal.
That would have been lovely.
Anyway, that's the end of your turn 3. It's 11 points to 4 for the ghosts that walk as we move on to the end of all things. Turn 3. So in my command phase, I'm burning a CP on the dead walk again. You pick a Poxwalker unit, you roll 7d6, and on 3s, you add Poxwalkers back to that unit. That's 5 more coming back in. 11 points to 4, but I'm hankering to take all of these objectives here, which should make it 11 points to 8, and then it is game on. A Hellbrute should be able to kill an Intercessor.
Should be.
Round here, my Terminators move forward. I am in reroll range of my Lord of Virulence, and these 2 units should be able to take out... I mean, he's on 1 wound, and they're dead, right? And then I charge, and then that should be fine as well. And then I'll be on these 2 objectives here. Down here, if I kill 3 chaps, then I control that objective. And all the way over here, my Poxwalkers are being very, very orderly zombies. I'm within 3 inches of that objective. And I'm hugging onto the terrain as if their life, their unlife, their what depends on it. Their existence depends on... Do they exist?
Well, of course they do, because
they exist. Their existence depends on it.
Alive,
Poxwalkers are all smiley all the time. Their mouths are twisted in a rictus grin. They're very happy.
Similar to the Joker, basically.
Yeah, to have been blessed by Papa Nurgle this way. So, that's what they're doing. Shooting-wise, then, I'm going to start round here, and I'm going to put Blight Launch rounds into them.
I'm going to put Transhuman on them.
I would as well. Okay, so I'm only winning on 4s. And here's the hits with a Blight Launcher. I need a 4 to wound because of Transhuman. I reroll 1s because it's a plague weapon. I managed to wound you. You have a 5-up save, sir.
Nope.
I kill 1. 1's dead. I also have a Blight Grenade. And it has 5 shots. I hit on 3s. 2 hits. I wound on 4s. 2 3-up saves. Interesting.
He's fine.
And he survives. Okay. These guys are only shooting at your Dreadnought. Here's the Blight Launcher, and it wounds on a 5, and it wounds at -2, 2 damage on your Dread. So that's 1 damage because of Shoot the Eternal. And the bolt gun scored 3 wounds, 3 more. Yep. Okay, so just 1 wound off the Dreadnought for now. My other Hellbrute, my other Dreadnought, not a Dreadnought, it's a Hellbrute, is going to fire in the face at this guy with a multi-melter. He hits him once. He evaporates the Intercessor in front of him, and my Lord of Virulence is going to spurt his thing over the Intercessor's Plague Spewer for 9 auto hits. This is a strength 6 weapon because of my deadly pathogen, and in turn 3, contagion range is 6 inches, so they are in contagion range. So at strength 6, I'm wounding you. You're now toughness 3, so I'm wounding you on 2s, and I would be re-rolling 1s. And that's a full house at AP -2. Wow, that plague sprayer is that's 9 5s. 9 5s. You're right there.
9. Yeah.
Ooh, they suffer a horrible death. Now the thing is, I can't shoot your jumpy dude because I need to make that charge.
Playing the point, yeah.
So I'm not going to shoot him. Now. Order number 3 is you put Transhuman on them, which is highly annoying because I want to shoot and kill them. But I think it only lasts till the phase.
Yeah, it's only a phase, so it's a shooting phase, basically.
So I need to kill them. So this tank will fire everything at them, even though I'm wounding them on 4s. I need them dead. Here's the entropy cannons. 3s to hit. 1 hit. I've got 2 CP left after... No, this should be enough. I don't wound. That would normally be a wound. I am going to CP that because if I get this wound through, this is an auto death.
It is. Made a death kill.
I do kill 1. So we've got 2 each. which should make the charge a bit better. And here's the mortar. 2 shots, 3s to hit, and 4s to wound because of transhuman. See, transhuman keeping you alive there. Stubbers, everything hits. 4s to wound. 2 wounds. It would have been 3s at -1. What? Yeah, I've got it. It doesn't matter if I kill him or not. I've got all 4 objectives. This is working, which means tank number 2 can fire everything at the Redemptor Dreadnought because I need that dead because I need to hold on to this objective here, you see? See what's going on?
It's good. You're getting
Plans
excited.
and things. I'm getting excited now. Entropy cannons. 1 hit. Not as excited as you. No. It wounds at EP -4.
Yeah.
No save.
No save.
D3 plus 3 damage. It is 4 damage, which is 3 damage on the Redemptor Dreadnought. And then the mortar rains fire from the sky. 1 hit. 1 shot, which hits. And wounds. -2.
Goes through.
That's another wound, single wound. And the spit gun of doom. That's really cocked. 1 hit. 5s. Doesn't wound. How many wounds has it got left?
8.
Because I'm thinking about charging it with these dudes. Which is a bit stupid. Because if I don't kill it... Because normally the flails here, you see, will do 2 damage each. And that's 6 attacks. If I don't kill it... Then you kill them, and then you come pile onto this objective. But if I do kill it, then I protect. But also, if I put them round there, then you'll light them up. But round here, they're relatively safe, and I'm on the objectives anyway. Yeah. So I'm not going to charge here. What I am going to do, I'm going to leave that. That's fine.
Okay.
I'm going to charge here with my Terminators into your last jumpy dudes.
Yep.
And they're going 11. Oh my. Yeah, on that objective, so we're scrambling all over this dude, and then down here, charge. That's enough. Snake Eyes is enough. So I make that charge as well. Would you like to transhuman him?
No, there's
because
no
I'm
point now.
Start here.
If I had 2 left, I would transhuman them, but...
I hit you every single time with my flail. Strength 5, toughness 3. Rerolling 1s. Come here. I only wound twice. 2 5-up saves. He gets smushed. I take that objective. I'm not going to consolidate more closely towards you because they're dead anyway, I think.
Yeah.
Then over here, 12 attacks from flails into this lone dude. And the last jumpy dude gets slam dunked into the firmament. And the end of all things are controlling all 4 remaining objectives at the end of turn 3, making it 11 points to 8.
Yes.
It's game on.
Game on.
As we head for Space Marines, turn 4. Something's going to disappear now.
Something is, yes.
It's going to hurt me because I'm on all of them.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's that one.
I'm not. So, do you want to roll it or me roll it?
No, you're my glamorous assistant.
I am, yes. Ooh,
One disappeared last time,
Yeah,
didn't
so
it?
it won't be
Yeah,
one.
okay, so it won't be 1.
It will be
4? Is that what disappeared in turn 1?
I think
Or
so.
2? 2, that's a 2. This is 6.
3, I think 4 is
5. 5. Okay, so not 1 or 4.
Not 1 or 4.
5. 5 is this one.
Okay, cool.
That one has disappeared. That one has been searched and secured by zombies. Oh, and you get 3d6. You've got to roll a 6.
Bombardment, yeah.
Bombardment from space.
Hey, 2.
So you can pick 2 units and do D3 to 1 unit, D3 to another unit. Interesting times. So D3 to these Terminators because one's on 2 left.
Yep.
Okay, so he gets wiped out. And you said D3 over here?
Yeah, onto these ones,
To these ones over here.
Yeah. 1.
1 takes a wound. Here we are after the Ghosts That Walk movement phase. Only 3 objectives remain, and they're a long way from these 2 out in the wastes and very close to this one here. Unfortunately, if they shoot into that unit of Plague Marines, you'll kill them.
I would kill
and then you won't be within 3 inches of that objective.
No.
You need a charge. You need to kill them in the charge phase. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you've moved around here. You have done Psychic Fortress with your Librarian and taken 3 wounds off the tank with a smite.
Yes.
And the Chapter Master is telling the Eradicators to re-roll all hits. And you've put another Eradicator back.
Yeah.
For anyone who's keeping score, this 95-point model has placed 170 points back on the table.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
So definitely, as I said at the start, in a foot-based Space Marine list, he's an essential. And almost all Space Marine lists is pretty essential anyway. So he's there giving them their 6-up Feel No Pain. Yeah. He's there giving their 5-up Invulnerable save. And the Dreadnought
Yes.
is busting his way through the ruins to take on either the Poxwalkers or the Plague Marines here. But before we do, you've declared the Eradicators are going to light up that tank. Yeah. Re-rolling everything.
10 shots into her.
Yep.
We're going to re-roll everything. All hits.
And everything hits. It's got 6 wounds left, that tank.
Yes.
How hard can it be? Oh, yeah. You'll be fine. Force to wound.
Ooh,
3 wounds. Only 3 wounds.
3, yes.
I make one of my 5 up invulnerable saves. I have 1 CP left. Oh, no, you killed the tank. It's fine. It's miles away from an objective. Yeah. 2d6 damage.
So
that becomes a 5, and that becomes a 6, and that's a dead tank, and it doesn't detonate. Tank goes pop. Then we come across to the Redemptor Dreadnought. It can see the Poxwalkers, and you're going to put everything into the Poxwalkers. You don't want him tied up.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. And swarmed. Okay, let's shoot. Well, it killed 12 last turn, so it was very easy to kill the 7 or 8. Anyway, they're wiped out. That's the end of the shooting phase because the aggressors are not shooting.
I might shoot these at something. Maybe.
The Eliminators.
Yeah, I don't know what I can hit.
Please shoot my Plague Marines, please. There's only 3 wounds there you need to get through. One of them is on a wound. 36-inch range. All their shots are 36-inch range.
Yeah, okay.
You can see these guys if you want to fire at them. So they haven't actually killed anything yet. Let's see if they can now.
They just missed.
They hit 3 times, and they're going to wound on 4s. Yeah. They wound, and I fail the save. That's the Mortis round, -2 damage, which becomes 1 damage. One of these was injured, and he goes, meh. And that's the end of the shooting phase. The aggressors are just over 4 inches away. A 4-inch charge.
Yep.
And you make the charge. Also, the Dreadnought made the charge over here. So, back to the aggressors. You really want those 2 Plague Marines dead.
Yeah, I got 3 wounds to get through.
So you spent, and you do 2 damage each.
Yeah.
So, but you spend a CP on death to the traitors one more time. So you're re-rolling all hits. You've got a bajillion hits because you're aggressors. Hitting on 4s, re-rolling. You know you've got an extra attack each because of shock assault.
They're not put.
We'll re-roll them. We'll add them up. 4 more attacks then. Re-roll that. Okay, so a bajillion hits. It would normally be winning on 2s, but you're winning on 3s because I'm a Plague Marine and Smelly.
Yes.
These are AP -3. Actually AP -4 because it's turn 4, so the Assault Doctrine's in effect, so I don't get a save. You completely obliterate them into dust. All is dust. No, that's the other guys. Something about Smelly.
Zinch, isn't it?
Zinch. I keep going back to Zinch. I don't know why. So we come across to the Redemptor Dreadnought. 5 attacks on charge, 3s to hit. And 2s to kill. Because you are a beast.
Yes.
With the Assault Doctrine in effect, you pound these guys into all is dust as well.
Yes.
Into a smelly, smudgy, sludgy ruin. And that is the end of the turn. You've basically taken control of the ruins and forced the Death Guard, forced the end of all things out. I'm over here and I have a tank and it's 12 points to 8. It's going to be all about which objectives disappear.
Yeah.
Basically, if that one disappears, there's a chance for a draw.
There is.
Otherwise, you will be victorious. Or maybe even win if you manage to throw some firepower down here in turn 5. So let's find out what the end of all things can do in turn 4. So 12 points to 8, the end of all things, fall back to these 2 remaining objectives here. Now, if one of these objectives disappear and you hold on to that, you've won. Even if I blow you off of that objective there, I will only score 1 point and you will still win. So actually blowing you off of that objective doesn't count for anything because all that counts is if one of these stays and you don't shoot me off of one of these objectives, so I can draw. So I pulled the tank around this side to deal with a Redemptor Dreadnought because he is the biggest threat about shooting away one of these units. And it also keeps the tank safe from the Eradicators and then the Silversome advancing with my Lord of Virulence here. We've called the fallback. We're sounding the retreat and my Dreadnought is going to spend a CP for Fire Frenzy and fire in at the Redemptor Dreadnought, which means he hits on 2s because of Fire Frenzy. And of course I roll a 1. It's strength 8. And I re-roll. Oh, Fire Frenzy also means +1 to wound. So I'm wounding on 2s. So I wound. It's a multi-melter. You don't get a save. And it does 4 damage, which becomes 3 damage, which puts you down to 5 wounds left. And then the tank fires in as well. And both of the entropy cannons hit. And both of the entropy cannons wound. And one does 5 damage, which becomes 4. And the other one does 5 damage, which becomes 8 damage, killing the Redemptor Dreadnought. And at the end of that, I get 2 points, making it 12 points to 10. And what we've got is objective 6, objective 2, and objective... What I propose is that is a 1-2.
Okay.
This is a 3-4, that's a 5-6.
Okay, yeah.
So basically, if you roll a 1-2, your home objective disappears.
Yeah.
And there might be a draw. If you shoot me off of one of these objectives, you could get a win.
Yeah.
Okay? Does that sound fair?
It sounds fair.
A 1-2, or do you want to make that a 5-6?
No, it's fine because that's a 5 and a 6.
Because you're my...
Oh, okay.
No, this is the 2.
Then let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1-2, that one disappears. We agree.
Yeah, we agree.
Okay, 10.
3, 4.
Okay.
5, 6.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just worried about the 1-2.
You're not worried at all. Cocked.
That's cocked.
Yeah, we can't.
Let's get it flat.
Let's get it flat.
6.
Oh, it's meant to be. That's
one of mine disappears over there. So even if you don't move, you'll get a point, and I won't be able to score it. And the game will end 13 points to 11, potentially. Basically, you will definitely win. If that one disappeared, I'd had a draw. But no, the ghosts that walk have come to this place. You surrounded the end of all things and have pushed them out of this ruined city. And this is the way the world ends. So I have 2 Terminators, my Lord of Virulence, and a Hellbrute left. It was absolutely brutal. Over here, you only have this left. Yeah. And if you hadn't had a Chief Apothecary with you, you've had 2 less of them and 2 less of them. Exactly. So it was a brutal game. We tore strips out of each other. I think going first in this particular occasion really helped, because then I could have jumped onto some objectives. Mind you, having said that, your turn 1, you killed a Hellbrute.
Yeah, that was it, yeah.
And in my turn 1, I killed one thing as well.
You killed a few models.
I killed a few models here and there, but I don't think I did much in turn 1 because basically I failed every single charge.
Yeah. I think both our turn 1s were pretty lackluster, to be fair. I
kind of lucked out in these objectives staying there until the end of the game, which meant that I was, mind you, lucked out. I didn't get onto them until... It was an interesting scenario, an interesting deployment. I loved that deployment. That was different.
I love the randomness of it. I like that. It's so better, so much better.
I'm really enjoying these open war missions now. You must draw the objective card first and then put the objectives down, because then when you turn over the deployment card, it can really screw up your plans.
Yeah. There's some very interesting deployments.
I think if I do that again with the bombardment coming down, I'd definitely make the bombardment more brutal.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 6s are quite hard, really. I would say a 5+.
Yeah.
That would be better,
I
think.
Or just pick 3 units and do D3 mortal wounds to a unit every turn and 1 wound to a character if you wanted to, because I like the brutality of that random stuff.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Reminds me of old Apocalypse rules.
It does, doesn't it? And I'm looking across my shoulder there at my dead parts. What do you think of the Ghost of War? What do you think of the new Death Guard?
The Death Guard are really hard. I mean, I don't feel as dirty bringing a Chief Apothecary against Death Guard. I think just because Death Guard is so resilient, some would say disgusting, but yeah, he's definitely the man of the match. I think, again, like we said off camera, we haven't got a problem with what he does. It's the points he's priced at that makes him wrong.
I haven't got a problem with the Chief Apothecary. I just think it should be caught plus 50 points or something like that. It should cost more.
You should have a tax to do it, basically, because you're bringing back models.
The Death Guard don't have an equivalent. The Death Guard have a Plague Surgeon for 75 points, which gives a feel no pain out. But I can't get stuff up again. But I'm okay with not getting stuff up again because Death Guard are resilient. I mean, it takes a couple of turns you shooting at a tank to kill it with Eradicators. And normally Eradicators point and stuff and just destroy it.
It's incredible. That reduction of just a simple -1 to damage is just so good.
It's that simple -1 to damage, but it's across everything in your army. Exactly. So it helps in every shooting phase, in every fight phase, in every... Yeah, I'm not displeased by that result. I think I'd really hurt you. And I think my army, the Death Guard army, did what it was supposed... I liked This is the first time running this chap, and I gave him the acidic malady. Yeah. That worked. Yeah. He was... I mean, Blight Lord Terminators always work.
Blight Lord are good. I mean...
The tanks are good.
Tanks are great.
Tanks are great. But he was...
You meant to say the Hellbrutes are incredible. They look amazing.
See, the thing about Hellbrutes is, if you do target them... Oh, they do look amazing. Yeah. Thank you for your awesome conversion work there. Very, very pretty.
That's magnetized as well.
It is magnetized, yeah. You've done the thing. 1 minute. Let's put another one down. Twin las missile launcher variant. That's pretty cool. I do like the hammer guy, but the hammer on him with that plasma cannon. I mean, it looks like he's going to fudge shit up.
He's going to smash and
fudge crap up. Yeah, that's cool. So thanks for doing that. Hellbrutes in Death Guard lists, if they get targeted, 8 wounds, -1, they die like normal Marine dreadnoughts. Mm-hmm. They don't have the invulnerable save, anything like that. So competitively speaking, they're not great. But if you bring a couple of them along with the Fire Frenzy stratagem, they can be very, very, very mean. It depends what you're doing. I would bring a couple of Hellbrutes if I was bringing a whole aggressive list coming straight at you, because then you'd have multiple targets to pick on. Yeah. Or maybe a missile launcher las cannon variant in the backfield if you needed the extra Dakka. They're relatively cheap as well for what they do. So, yeah, the Spawn twice in a row have disappointed. But then the Spawn twice in a row haven't been able to do anything because people just pick on them.
Because they're so...
Because they're nasty.
They're nasty.
But they're cheap, 23 points each.
Really good. Nice looking as well.
There will be a day when I manage to get all 5 of them in close combat and absolutely tear through the opponents. Day. Yeah, it will be a glorious day. The dice are available from deploymentzone.tv merchandise page. Rob Not Steve is... Steve Not Rob. Yep. Not the other one.
Yeah. The other one paints.
The other one painted these. You converted these.
I converted. Yeah. And you Spawn as well.
The other one.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy.
Well, we're like Omega and Alpharis.
You are. You're
so the same.
Omegon here does all conversion works. Yeah. Find him on DZTV, Steve Not Rob. Omegon, he only paints for me right now. Yeah. Alpharius, sorry. Yeah. See, I even get Omegon and Alpharius mixed up.
Or did you?
Exactly. The battle mat is from urbanmats.com. The trees come from any hobby store I happen to be walking past on a Tuesday and go in and get a couple more trees. And the barrels and all the terrain and all the battlefield debris comes from March of War Painting Studio. If you would like to support us, then please consider subscribing to deploymentzone.tv. If you're already supporting us, then you guys are legend. We very much appreciate it. Stay in touch. Make sure you're popping into the Discord from time to time, because there's going to be a lot of events coming on over the summer as the lockdown unlocks. Really We've got the Warhammer thing. We've got D-Day coming up. We've got the Gehenna campaign. There's all sorts of crap happening in the community. Competitive Corner is about to be launched. It's probably going to be out by the side of the Play on. Did you know that there's 2 full campaigns running the deployment zone right now?
It's amazing, isn't it?
There's the Sunstrike campaign, our Tau, first Tau campaign, and there is the Play on Tabletop campaign. The planet of Taman-Ra is getting wrecked. I'm really excited for this summer. I'm desperate to get out of the house and eat some ice cream and get a suntan. I mean, have you been anywhere at all?
No. I've been furloughed for the last 4 months. I've only been back to work for a couple of weeks, so yeah.
It sucks, doesn't it?
It sucks big time.
Who would have thought it'd be nice to get back to work?
Exactly, yeah. Indeed, yeah. Unless your work is playing with toy soldiers or whatever.
My work is luckily this year, last year has been playing with toy soldiers because of the glorious support that the people from deploymentzone.tv give us, the subscribers. So thank you. I really appreciate it. You've changed my life. I think I need to shut up. Yeah. Did you want to say anything else?
No.
No, you sure?
I'm positive.
Should we have a cup of tea?
Definitely.
We had a few tea phases. Let's have
not nearly enough tea phases.
There's never enough tea phases for you.
Tea
you could drink enough tea to drown the Titanic, my friend.
I could do. I probably have done before.
Happy wargaming.